Hey guys, this is Tara Devlin, and this is Devlin versus the News. Let's get into it. I want to talk about this article I saw in the New York Times about, yet again, the maggots who overwhelmingly vote for Traitor Trump and the Republican policies really don't like the practical application of the policies that they vote for. In Walker County, Alabama, they are having their funding cut thanks to Doge, thanks to Trump policies, and they don't like that. Now they see, wow, we need your blue state tax dollars. And frankly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the, not just the hypocrisy, but the complete lack of self-awareness that these people have. And that's why I'm here pointing it out, because the leopards are coming for Republican faces, as they always do, and the red states who wave the biggest made-in-China Trump flags, but when the sting of the lash of the Republican policies that they vote for falls on their shoulders, they want their carve-outs. As Trump's policies, and this is what they voted for, he was quite clear about this, so anybody who voted for him is really got a fucking screw loose, pardon my French, because he's a con man. He's a documented con man, and we have the receipts for that. So shame on you for voting for him. But the problem is, in this article, Walker County, Alabama, over 80% of the county voted for Trump 3 times and is now getting a crash course in bootstraps as Trump's maladministration guts nearly $90 million in federal education funding that these rugged individuals need to keep their poorly run red states afloat. One of the people interviewed was this guy, Walker County School Superintendent, a Republican, of course, Dennis Willingham. He says that he has no problem with abolishing the Department of Education. What he has a problem with is the money being taken from him. That's Republicans. They're like adolescents who, I mean, I'm giving them a glow up by calling them adolescents, but they're like adolescents in the way that they want the money, just like a teenager wants mommy and daddy to give them some money, but they don't want any accountability. They don't want to be accountable to e pluribus unum, to the country and the community. They don't want any oversight. They want our blue state dollars to keep their systems afloat, but they don't want any accountability. They don't want standards, a commitment to America, a commitment to America as a multiracial liberal democracy. They don't want anybody looking over their shoulder. They just want the money. And this is what you find in Republican world all the time, that they want all the benefits of civilization. They just don't want any of the responsibilities that we have to each other. On top of it, they're very tedious with the way that they attack the hand that feeds them constantly, talking about how blue states, everything's a bloodbath, out of control, when blue states are the economic engine of this country. And these poorly run red states, they're the bloodbath states. They're the ones awash in crimes. And I mean, you don't have to be a sociologist to figure it out. They are divisive. They cut people's lifelines. They're constantly under assault from the people that pretend to represent them. It's a very sick system. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. The fact that this article is even written is a case in point of how the corporate media has failed us. Because this person has no self-awareness. They don't even have the manners or the maturity to say thanks to the blue states that kept their system going for all these years, and still they kept voting for their own demise. So, you know, you voted for this. Booby, Mr. Dennis Willingham, you voted for this. So where's the responsibility? Where's the level of adulting involved where you say, wow, I messed up here. I apologize. But this is what they do. That's why they can't completely let go of the dogma. Yes, I would love to abolish the Department of Education. And this is what you see in other maggots who've lost their jobs. They'll say things like, well, I do believe that government is too big and we must drown it in a bathtub and all that bullshit. But I didn't think I was waste, fraud, and abuse. It's learned helplessness. It's Stockholm Syndrome. It is a failure of the Democratic Party, really, and the corporate media, but the Democratic Party for not being unapologetic about who we are. We are the patriots. We are the people who are carrying the mantle of the American Revolution and extending the franchise to all of us. We're the ones with the courage to embrace diversity and to function and govern within the bounds of the checks and balances that so many actual patriots fought, bled, and died to create and entrust to us. Trump is unable to do that. And that's why the Republicans, they're always talking about daddy's home and all that, but because they don't like democracy. It takes work. It takes maturity. They don't have that maturity, even the self-awareness to say, thank you for your blue state dollars. But all over the country, we know that Republicans are full of shite because they want their carve-outs. I mean, it's cartoonish, but it's not funny because they vote for these representatives, so-called, who enthusiastically vowed to dismantle the administrative state. People like Katie Britt, who cheered Trump's disruption of so-called big government until the NIH cuts hit her state and the medical research labs when she started talking about, wait, we need to bring a more strategic scalpel to this. And then there's Congressman Tracy Mann of Kansas, who joined the Doge caucus to gut spending, so-called waste, fraud, and abuse until it hit his state in the farming aid that threatened his district's bottom line. And everywhere Republicans scream small government, don't be fooled. They're not talking about not taking our blue state tax dollars. So we warned them that Trump's policies, that Project 2025, were going to hit the red states the most. But I'm sick of dancing around this hypocrisy. It's time that we shake these people awake, metaphorically, legally, and peacefully. Get them out of the grip of their pathological selfishness. It starts with forcing this party of personal responsibility to answer for the damage that they've inflicted on themselves and the country and the community that they pretend to represent. This is why I can't stand these Republicans legally and peacefully. I mean, I'd like them to get the help they need. I'm not trying to hurt them. While they're trying to drink our tears, we're trying to make sure that their hospitals don't close. They don't join us in that endeavor. They vote for their own demise all the time. It's really annoying. These are the same people that never miss an opportunity to mock Joe Biden. But Joe Biden, because he was a president for every American, not just those who voted for him, the majority of the infrastructure bill and the Inflation Reduction Act went to red states. That meant jobs and infrastructure being modernized because that's where our blue state dollars needed to go, thanks to generations of Republican neglect, because they don't do anything for the people they pretend to represent because they got to have those tax breaks for the rich. What you get are bills against trans people using the public restroom. Let them eat hate is the Republican motto. We should start using that. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the Republican bottomless hypocrisy, the stunning lack of self-awareness, and it's time to pull the plug on these taxpayer-funded gravy trains if that's what it takes to wake them up. Either you join us in building a country for everyone or choke on your own toxic policies. All right, guys, tell me what you think. And if you can, become a paid subscriber to my Substack, because we don't have big billionaire benefactors and we don't have a corporate media behind us. We are in this together. Check out the Tara Show every Tuesday and Thursday right here on the Political Voices Network with myself and Tara Dublin, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and my show on Friday nights right here on the Political Voices Substack and the Tara Buster YouTube channel, youtube.com/c4channel/TaraBuster. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon.